Welcome to sports, everybody. One of our government junior high schools receiving quite a treat this morning as two of our pro baseball players paid a visit. Nico Scavala has the story.
LW Young High School students were elated to hear from Bahamian professional baseball players Albert Cartwright and Anton Richardson, who gave words of wisdom and encouragement to the Golden Eagles. Richardson, who played formerly for the Atlanta Braves and now for the Baltimore Orioles, highlighted the importance of education.
It's just like minds can take you around the world. Education can take you places. You know, it's good to have that knowledge. So don't take it for granted, man. Work hard. Because when I was in high school in the Bahamas, like I didn't take it as serious as I needed to take it. And you know, if I could, I would have. But I ended up being a 4.0 student when I went to school. Finished as a salutatorian in my high school. When I went to college, you know, was on the dean's list. Always had a 3.5 or higher. So education was a big part of my success. And I'll tell you, when I got into that real world, the people they respected me a lot more.
Albert Cartwright, who plays for the Philadelphia Phillies, then talked about the importance of giving back to the youth of the country.
Important is to come back and just give back and just make them feel that it's possible to take their dreams to another place and just believe. I've been in that place, and I know sitting down in front of here, not believing what I could do in my dreams, just to come in, just listen to us come and give back and just tell them our story so they just can believe in themselves.
Anton Richardson also shared his sentiments.
The bomb has done so much for me, you know, and I feel blessed, and I realize that this thing is so much bigger than me and my accomplishments, and it's so important. It's just important to come back and encourage, because the thing is, I want them to have the same opportunities I have, or even more opportunities, and to understand the importance for them when they have their chance to succeed in this light, to be able to come back and do it for some other children as well. Whenever you're young, you know, you kind of have to live and you have to learn, but I think the ones that sit there and take the advice, the people that have been through it before, they just give themselves a head start on what's gonna affect them in the future. And if they could grab just a piece of it, you know, it can help them so much more than somebody that might not take that advice. So, I mean, the importance of it, just give you a head start on life, basically.
Next up for Cartwright and Richardson is Government High School tomorrow morning to address an all-boys audience. For ZNS Total Sports, I'm Nico Scavella.
All right, thanks a lot, Nico. Now, as you would have just heard, Anton Richardson will start a new chapter in his professional career in 2012 as he moves over from the Atlanta Braves organization to the Baltimore Orioles. For Anton, this is just another step towards a much bigger goal.
I'm confident. You know, me and my agent, we discussed the different possibilities, and we felt like this was the best opportunity for me as a player going forward. And I look forward to the challenge. You know, I never back down from a challenge, and I'm gonna embrace it. And whatever they throw at me, I'm gonna take it and go forward.
Any love lost from the Atlanta Braves organization? You know, any strings still attached? How you feel moving forward?
No love lost at all. I actually had a conversation with the general manager, and we spoke, and we exchanged some kind words or whatnot. But you know, in the game of baseball, you can't really burn any bridges. You know, it's so small, and you have to always keep in contact with folks. And like, no hard feelings is a business, and people make decisions, and you deal with it, and you keep moving forward. You can't allow it to discourage you at all.
Well, the sailing barber Eliezer Johnson gearing up for the 25th anniversary of his St. Valentine's Day Regatta. Our Julian Gibson recently caught up with Barber J to see how plans are coming along.
The 25th edition of the St. Valentine's Day Regatta will be in honor of the Sea Wolf this year, Sir Dervot Knowles. He's been one of those persons instrumental in staging this regatta.
He's have the flag in hand and know the wind blowing. I think he been with me for many years, and I thank him financially, and also with the 16 years he was with me. Sometimes things rough, I go to him and he helped me to take care of the boys and whatnot.
And speaking about the boys, well, the big boys, the Class A boats, they will all attempt to catch the Lady Natalie come February the 19th.
Good news, we got Under the Cool, we got a Red Stripe, we got Air Star, we got Courageous, them, and even so here, Rupert Legend, they may come down, you know, they don't get a piece of action. They've been at me before, they was close, but they didn't catch me. See, Natalie built by the same man who built Rupert Legend, so I'm the sister of them. Only thing, I fasten them, but they're small. But if they give me a jump of 15 minutes, they're going to work hard.
Now, before the Sunday race, on Saturday, they will have the Class C boats in competition, some 14 Class C boats, and also a special sculling competition.
Saturday is a huge day. Never yet you see this before. Sculling come back to Bahamas. These boats built for sculling there in Carmichael Road and Sheldon Gibson Yard, baby coming out there, and they're going to have 7 sculling race. That's going to be good. Then they have 20 kids from Nassau Yacht Club. They've been in for 10 years. And be 20 kids who will be out there to be able to do a morning show, they can do an afternoon.
Sounds like 2 busy days of sailing, the 18th and 19th of February. Reporting for ZNS Total Sports, I am Julian Gibson.
All right, thanks, Julian. Still talking sailing. Exuma will come alive this weekend with the staging of the Farmers Key Class C Regatta. Boat owners and organizers all say that everything's in place for yet another must-see event.
I think it'll be a very successful regatta this time. We're going to have a lot of competition. A lot of boats going to be there.
So you're worried about Rev and them other dead slow sea gospel?
But we have got a pretty good boat and everything. You know, they just got to get the crew together and try to stick with one crew. You know, one side of crew. You know, I try to get the Rev to get a young crew and try to keep a young crew. You don't keep changing the crew every race, you know, the boat's not going to sail like that.
You ready for Farmers Key? Just a little fine tuning and pretty much that's it.
So them other Class C boats better watch out for Lady B.
Yeah, because we have a captain that has built about 30 boats in his lifetime.
Punters are on board, so we anticipate this year in Farmers Key anywhere from 13 to maybe 15 boats. We are trying to get all of the boats out of Nassau. 2 friends, Asu Jaw Thunderbird, the Barbarian crew, H2O, Legal Weapon. We are trying to get all of them out of Nassau to come to Farmers Key this year. We're going to up the prize money for first place to $1,500, and we expect as much boat as who wish to come into Farmers Key. And the people are ready, and of course people are looking forward for this economic injection into the community of Little Farmers Key. So plans are well on the way. We are ready, and we are expecting an exciting time in Little Farmers Key during First Friday in February.
Well, the Bahamas Youth Football League in the trenches over the weekend at the Grand Bahama Sports Complex. Ricardo Lightbourne tells us more.
The Steelers football team of the Bahamas Youth Football League is now the Royal Bank of Canada Steelers. A special presentation was held on Saturday to brand the team the RBC Steelers.
It's a win-win. We're assisting the young men of the Steelers Football League, and we were delighted to have this opportunity to be able to give back to them in their quest of becoming champions.
Sponsorship is to help us as the team to achieve our goals.
Let's go to the action on the field and the new RBC Steelers and Falcons in a hard-hitting ball game. The Falcons, taking full advantage of the Steelers' blown coverage, went to the air game, and that resulted in some positive yards. The Falcons took the second look at the RBC Steelers and went through their defense, touchdown, and they are in control of the ball game. The Steelers were determined to get back into this one, down 24-18, and went to their running game. The air attack was also there in the fourth quarter. The RBC Steelers and a first down. The Falcons were determined, and Coach Wayne Forbes kept his team focused, and they kept pushing the ball. The results, the Falcons upset the RBC Steelers 24-18.
You know, we have to play 2 ways, but hey, they keep coming.
This game was do or die. We had to win it to get in the playoffs.
The Western Marlins and the Bulldogs locked up in the doozy. The Bulldogs were on all cylinders and came away with a 14-8 win over the Western Marlins.
Well, overall, the Law Enforcement Sports Challenge was dubbed a huge success. The participation of the Defense Force, the Police Force, Customs, and the prison was one that will not be forgotten anytime soon. And for that, Assistant Commissioner of Police Emmerich Seymour is elated.
Every first activity or event, there's always that growing pains. And so tomorrow we start the process for next year's activity, which promises to be bigger and better. So we want to thank all of you for coming out and participating. At the opening ceremony, the minister was asked who he thought would have won. He didn't want to say, he didn't say because he didn't want to be seen as he sided with one particular department. But I think it's fair to say that the Royal Bahamas Police Force would have won the sport challenge, the overall sporting challenge. And I want my hats off to the officers from the Royal Bahamas Police Force, and my hats off to the officers from the Royal Bahamas Defense Force, and the prison department, and of course our customs department.
Now, with this inaugural challenge being so successful, coordinator Sean Thomas says it now looks like it's time to make this an annual event.
Deeply appreciate the fans, the athletes, the coordinators. Everybody came together. The community came together. It was an astounding success, and we look forward immediately planning for next year. So we know it'll be bigger, but I truly want to keep the quality. The quality was excellent this time, and so we want to make sure that as we grow, we maintain the quality of the event.
Well, on to some basketball news now. After picking up a win last week Friday over the Doris Johnson Mystic Marlins, the defending senior boys champions, the R.M. Bailey Pacers, are assuring themselves of a spot in the government secondary schools playoff rounds, which start on Thursday. Coach Nigel Ingram says he is just happy to be moving on.
We really coming along pretty good. You know, we had some setbacks, but that's the name of the game. That's life sometimes. So, you know, you just hope you got to move forward now. And I think we'll do real well.
What a Hugh Campbell championship last year. If you don't get it this year, boy, people could be looking at you.
Well, I tell my boys all the time, like Bob Marley said, don't rain on one man house roof. So, you know, you just got to push, keep playing, keep going to the end, you know, and never give up. You know, that's what this game is all about.
How difficult it was this year than last year. Last year looked like it was smooth. This year you look like you run into some speed bumps, some hurdles.
Well, this year we didn't have the facilities. You know, the gym was taken down, and we didn't have any basketball rims at school. But, you know, no complaints. You know, I'm a person, go out whatever I got. If I got a one-legged boy, I'll go with that, you know, because that's what I got, you know. So I thank God for everything, and we can push on from here.
And that will do it for sports. But stay tuned, your weather forecast.